So you may be in your villain era. I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. I know potentially why I am in my villain era as well. I do not give a shit about being the bad guy, but I also know it cannot last forever. It is a part of the healing process. It is a part of the healing process. And you have your right. There's a saying, be careful though, because justified anger is very dangerous. Now, while I am not angry, I'm just in a rebellious state because of some things that I've been through. Healing takes a while. You can't stay there long though. You have to get to the healing part. You see all of these characters below. They all had justified anger. They all felt some type of injustice, or they felt some type of lack, or they felt powerless in some way. They have all been abused in some way, or have been neglected in some way. They neglected to heal, as narcissists tend to do. They have been overdeveloped, as the superhero, the empath, is underdeveloped, too nice, a pushover. You see the good in everybody. You will save other people at your own expense, and that is a self-esteem issue. It's something that has been taught, particularly when you come from a people-pleasing background. In another post, I proposed those roles, the empath and the narcissist. They are interchangeable. They are the same person on opposite ends of the spectrum. They have incurred the same trauma, but they chose diverse routes. One chose to be a people pleaser and to overdo, and the other one chose to be selfish and dark and not do it all, or do under the guise of, for selfish purposes, because they feel like, as narcissists tend to do, that they are owed something. It doesn't matter who they hurt to get it or how they have to get it. They're going to get it. In that vein, they're also going to get it. Evil can't last forever. And I'm not saying I'm evil or you're evil because you might be in your villain era, but nobody's talking about the layers of the villain era or the end of the villain. We might know the beginning. They know their beginning, but they are not wise enough to understand the end. So they progress in their evil and their darkness and lack of forgiveness, the lack of clarity and the lack of empathy. There's no harmony. We're not looking for balance here, because balance it justifies evil and good. It justifies both, and you can't justify evil. You can't do it. You can understand it, but you can't justify it, because we all have the capacity to heal, but you have to want to, and you have to embrace it. The villains before you, they did not know how. They had the capacity. Mind you, they are cartoon characters, but they did not have the know-how, the wherewithal to heal. That was not written into the script for them, not written into their backstory. Don't let this be you. They are all cautionary tales. Fun to look at, scary as all hell. You might be there right now. I deserve, I need, that was wrong, I deserve, this shouldn't have happened, you're going to pay. I'm not there, but I am in a portion of a villain era. I just don't give a fuck. That can lead you down a really dark road if you don't harness healing. You're not self-aware. You will self-destruct. They've all self-destructed. Their ego, their pride, their lack of understanding, the child in them that never grew up. And we'll talk about empaths and superheroes on another video. But there's something within all of us who can relate, whether you are in denial of that fact or not, to the villain era is so scarily justified. It's scary because people don't know when to dial it back. You can't kick and scream like a child forever. You can't pound your fist forever. You can't shake your fist at God forever, not take accountability for your portion, what happened in your life. You have to take accountability. Now, if this is childhood trauma, Your only accountability is to heal and to reparent your inner child. If you have suffered from trauma as an adult, as all adults do, your accountability is to go heal right the fuck now. Do what you can. If you are incurring the same trauma over and over again, it is called re-victimization. Your accountability is to understand that you need to heal right the fuck now. Do what you can and set boundaries. Stay away from certain people. Stay away from certain activities. Stay away from certain places. Get yourself together so that you're not the victim all over again. None of us are victims, and that's part of the problem with the villain. They all play the victim. Poor me. Why not me? Why are you so beautiful? Why are you so powerful? Why are you chosen? Why are you so strong? What about me? Why am I not the most beautiful in the land? Why am I not the king? Why am I not the queen? Why does everybody gather around you and not me? Narcissism. Everybody in their villain era is not a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist, but I'm not an empath. I used to be an empath, but I found harmony, not balance. There will always be something to heal from. Just because that is so, it doesn't mean you get to stay in your villain era. Don't be so proud about that. Don't be so, this pride. The Bible says, what is it? After pride comes the fall, before pride comes destruction. After you do the math, you do the work, you do your research, and you find out for yourself. But pride is a bad, bad thing. I'm not reeling in pride, but I'm still healing from some shit. And people pleasing is a deep hole to crawl out of. I'm no longer there, but I have my triggers. And there are some days when I slip back into those old habits. I beat myself up. And then I come back rebellious. And that's the villain era that I'm in. I can't tell you where you are in your villain era or what stage you're in. But I'm self-aware. And I'm on the road to healing and full recovery. Stop thinking that recovery is just about alcohol and drugs, overeating and overspending. It is about trauma, period. Pain, period. You are not a villain. You are a survivor. You don't even have to be a superhero. They have their own shit to answer for. Paths, underdeveloped. Narcissists, overdeveloped. Find harmony. Understand why you do what you do, why you're in your villain era. Go heal and stop trying to make other people suffer because you suffered. Maybe you suffered to help other people heal. And I know you didn't ask for that, but Jesus didn't either. How about that? And he died for everybody. He gave up his life for everybody. Believe it, accept it, or not. He never had a villain era, but he was also God personified. We are little gods. We are created in his image, but we depend on him. We need him. We need Christ. The blood, we needed it because our nature as human beings is sinful, villainous. Villain, don't stay there. Go heal. You see all of your foremothers and forefathers. They met their demise. They knew their backstory.